The New York Islanders pull off a big win, and it looks like these guys want to be for real and they just will not give up. Cue the Bee Gees Staying Alive music. I don't feel like going and searching and finding Staying Alive, but just imagine the music Staying Alive by the Bee Gees is playing right now. And that would be your New York Islanders with a 4-3 overtime win. And jumping another team tonight, jumping the Rangers in the standings. We now sit in ninth place, 2 points out of a playoff spot. So just a mere week and a half ago, uh, maybe 2 weeks, people were going, "Oh yeah, the Islanders are close, but there's just so many teams to jump." Well, we just jumped them all. So there's only one team left to jump, and that's the team that's right in front of us. The team that we played tonight, the team that we beat, that would have been nice to win in regulation, but that's okay. That's okay. As long as we gained a point on them and moved in the right direction, it hurt the other teams chasing along beside us. So it didn't hurt us as bad as them, as per se. So yeah, how exciting! Ninth place overall, 2 points out of first. Who could have ever really predicted that? I mean, that's just. That's just crazy training kind of stuff going on. So, in the first period, Anthony Duclair scores his seventh of the year on the power play, which is a nice change for us, and just a fantastic forecheck by Anders Lee. His board work out there tonight was outstanding. He literally owned the boards. Pager also picked up an assist on that as well. But nice to see Duclair. That's a couple goals in the last few games, so it's nice to see. I mean, that's what we need him for, is to score goals. So it's nice to see him put the puck in the net. Unfortunately for the Islanders, about 6 minutes later, Joshua Waugh from Struble and Line A ties the score at one, and yes, you're like, oh well, that's okay. But the problem is that the Canadians are kind of outplaying us. And if it wasn't for Sorokin, I mean, they outshot us 15-7 in the first period, and Sorokin was outstanding. We got a chance to walk out of that period tied 1-1, so we kind of had to count our blessings there. And second period is pretty much a not as bad as the first period, but pretty much the majority of play is the Canadians in the second period. However, the Islanders score another power play goal. Rarity, only our fourth time this year that we've ever scored two power play goals in a game. And Holmstrom, it's a beauty. It's a one-timer from Dobson and D'Angelo, and that power play was set up really, really nice and finished really, really nice. It was so nice to finally see an Islander power play that looked like a real power play and just finished it with pizzazz. It was a thing of beauty. Nice shot by Simon. Once again, with every goal Simon scores, it's a career high for him. So 17 goals for Simon, heading for 20. Be nice to see. Real nice work between Dobson and D'Angelo, passing that puck around until we got to the open guy. So lo and behold, after two periods of play, Islanders winning 2-1, and you start to think and go, "Holy crow! This could actually be for real. Like the Islanders could actually be for real. Like a team with just no stars, with the exception of Sorokin. I personally think Ilya is a superstar, but I mean, our best player is, I guess, Horvat right now on the ice, and he's the type of player who needs people. I mean, he's a good player, but he needs people. Like Palms is a good guy to play along with him, but still, Horvat actually usually needs more. But man, how did we know he was going to come up in spades for us tonight? What a great job! But anyway, Simon getting his 17th of the year with Dobson, his 23rd assist, and Giangelo's ninth assist. I really like having our two defensemen. Uh, on the ice and on the power play. Like even when we had Boquist and Cholowski, I love the way with the two defensemen how we toss it around up top. I mean, those guys are used to that's where they pass. They do that all the time. You put a forward up top, and believe me, it's different. I got called. A few teams I had to play the point on the power play, and it's a whole different ball game back there. Making that cross ice blue line pass is not as easy as those guys make it to look. You really need to practice that, and if you haven't practiced that, it's not so good. But when you got the two defensemen out there, they're tossing it around like like they do it daily, and they do. So that's why it makes a whole bunch of sense to me, especially if you got offensive minded defensemen. Why not? So after two periods played, Islanders up 2-1 is starting to believe and saying, "Holy moly!" Watching the out of town scoreboard, seeing the Rangers are losing, seeing Ottawa's losing. Seeing all the Columbus ends up getting a loser point, and just seeing all that stuff happen in front of you, and knowing that you've been outplayed for two periods, but you're up 2-1. Then you go into the third period, and in short order, 2 minutes and 31 seconds into the third period, Bo Horvat scores his 22nd of the year from Dobson and Sorokin. Sorokin picking himself up an assist. Way to go, Soroki, after getting a goal a few games back. Bo did exactly what Butch kind of suggested him to do, and that was lower his shoulder. And he lowered his shoulder on Matheson and just kind of barreled to the net. And that was a beautiful and atypical kind of Bo Horvat kind of goal. That's how Bo Horvat usually scores goals, and that was sweet and nice play by Sorokin to get the puck to Dobson and Dobson right to Horvat. And lo and behold, we're up 3-1, and now you're still really starting to believe. The scoreboards out of town scoreboards going our way. We're up 3-1 on Montreal. However. However, Patrick Laine scores his 17th of the year on a power play goal from Nick Suzuki. It's controversial. Uh, we challenge it. We lose the challenge. We have to kill another penalty after letting Montreal get to 3-2 with 12, with 15 minutes left, and then give them a power play on top of that to try and tie the game, but they didn't. However, not too long after, but with only about 5.5 minutes left, Brendan Gallagher just gets a breakaway. How he got that wide open, I'll never know. And Gallagher scores his 17th goal of the year unassisted. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, we got a 3-3 tie. And that's the way the game ends. And I guess, you should be kind of happy with that. Like we stayed with them, but you need the other extra point, especially because they're ahead of you. So you need to close that down, and it gives the Islanders a chance to pass the Rangers if they can pull off that extra point. And Bo Horvat comes through once again. Getting his 23rd of the year from D'Angelo and Sorokin again. Sorokin with a two assist night. And that was a beauty the way he popped it up with his stick from his knees up to D'Angelo, and D'Angelo got a right on to Horvat, and away he was off to the races. So that second assist by Ilya was a beauty. So that's 3 points this season for Ilya. A goal and two assists. Not bad, not bad, not bad at all. Nice production, especially when you're my fantasy goaltender, Ilya. It's nice of you to pick up a couple of assists, plus a win, plus a great save percentage for me for the night. So the Islanders win 4-3. Horvat from D'Angelo and Sorokin. And all of a sudden we pick up an extra point on Montreal. Now we're basically one game away from from the Habs. We're even games. We're even games with Ottawa. I still don't think Ottawa is much of a realistic shot for us, unless, of course, they win five or six in a row, which they have done this year. They've won five or six in a row, and then they've lost five or six in a row. So you never know. But I think Ottawa is probably uncatchable. But now we're just one game, one slip up from Montreal away from tying them, and we'll have the regulations win tiebreaker. So, yeah, Let's go Islanders. Like I said, cue the music from Staying Alive. Awesome job by the Owls. So anyway, let's talk about the guys and how they did tonight. And overall, I once again I thought the fourth line was pretty good, even though they did get a -1 tonight. They got 9 minutes in ice time. Siplikov had himself a shot on net, but he did have one giveaway. But the one thing I really like about that fourth line is it's like with Siplikov on it, there it infuses a little bit of talent on two fast, hardworking young players, and the combination is works really well. It actually seems to help Max because Max is the go-to guy, and I think he likes it like that. And Gatcombe and McLean are just ready to work their butts off for him. So it's actually even though, like I said, they had a -1 tonight, it happens. I still like what I saw out of them tonight. So Simon Holmstrom. Simon Holmstrom, he had a pretty nice game tonight as well, as per usual. 20 minutes and 24 seconds of ice time, and you had obviously a beautiful goal in the one-timer on the power play, which was sweet. Simon ends up a +1, has one shot on net and two block shots, so his defensive side of the game was always good. Duclair starting to wake up a little bit. I mean, that's what we need him to do. We need him to score, and he scored a goal tonight, so I can't get too mad at him, even though it was a -1. 13 minutes, 11 seconds of ice time. That's about a minute from normal. He had one shot on net, which was obviously his goal, but he did have a giveaway as well. So hopefully we just see a whole new Duclair at the start of next season. And there's still the rest of this season to go. If I mean, at least he's scoring some goals. So if he can do that, then maybe he can get to a little higher level than what he's been doing. Bo Horvat, what can you say about Bo? Two-goal night tonight, +2, 21 minutes and 38 seconds of ice time, five shots on net, three hits, and he had one giveaway. But a really super night by Bo. Bo really is, I guess, our best hockey player on the Islanders at this moment in time with no Barzell on the ice. And tonight he put the team on his shoulders, and he looked like he had what was going to be the winning goal. But then Montreal ended up tying, so he had to score another one to get the winning goal. So just a super game by Bo. Well done. Gatcombe, same thing as kind of said about Siplikov, but Gatcombe had two hits tonight. They did have their -1. They were on the fourth line was on for a goal, but that's okay. Pierre Engvall, I thought another really solid night by him. His forechecking, I love the way he was getting his shot off. He was controlling the puck in the offensive zone. I like that a lot out of him. And so if that was beyond the 5 game mark, that's a solid sign that he's still going. So not as didn't make as big of impact as he had been making. Uh, but but he was still making an impact, and that's all you really want from him. So he got one shot on net tonight. Hudson Fashion, I thought had an excellent game. He was so upset with himself by not scoring. He had a beautiful opportunity and chance to score. He had 13 minutes of ice time, but he had five shots on net, one block shot and two hits with one giveaway. So really super game for Fashion. He came to play. It was too bad he didn't get rewarded on that one. I felt for him. You can see he's feeling the frustration. Uh, Palms was a +2 tonight. Didn't have any points, but he had one shot on net, one block shot, and two hits tonight. So he was effective in 21 minutes of ice time. So Palms look good with Bo. I think they're starting to get a little bit of chemistry going on there, so that's nice. Anders was a -1 tonight, but he really had a super assist on that first goal. That was all Anders for sure. Anders did pick up a penalty. He had 14 minutes of ice time, so Anders has really been not getting the ice time that he's normally used to. So maybe Patrick's seen what I kind of seen in some ways, thinking that he has been wearing down a little bit as the year ended. But then once again tonight, there was a play where Anders was going for the puck, and the Montreal defenseman had to fend him off because he was coming full blast skating at him, and the guy had to get on his horse and go get that puck. And so, like, he still has the energy bursts in short periods, but I think overall. The season's starting to wear on him a little bit. Maybe that's why Patrick's pulled back his ice time a little bit. Kyle McLean, same thing as Gatcomb and Siplikov. He had 10 minutes of ice time. Uh, but he had another penalty tonight. He had one shot on net and two hits. But that fourth line has just been superlative for us. Pajot, really good game by Pager. He was a -1 tonight, but he picked up an assist and he had one block shot. But he was huge on the Holmstrom goal. He comes out, wins the faceoff, gets immediately off the ice. Holmstrom comes on the ice, and from that puck possession, Holmstrom ends up scoring. Like that's about as big as an assist without getting an assist on the goal that you can get because the puck got passed around about 12 or 15 times after Pager won the faceoff. But the point of the matter is that's as big of an assist as you can get on a goal. And so well done by Pager for sure. Casey, I just think has been really super uh, consistent lately. Just with his speed and with his ethic and whatnot. He had 14 minutes and 47 seconds of ice time tonight, and he had one block shot and two hits. So typical kind of Casey game. So once again, I thought that third line was pretty good for us. Mike Riley, even though he was a -1 tonight, 13 minutes and 51 seconds of ice time, I just think he's just such a huge addition to have back on the blue line. His speed and his outlet passes are fantastic, and I like his defense as well. Even though he got the -1 tonight, he had one shot on net and he did have one giveaway. Adam Pelech, another penalty tonight, but he had 25 and a half minutes of ice time, one shot on net, three block shots, one hit, four giveaways. The giveaways, that's ugh. Yeah, that's not good. That's not something you want to write home to mom about, but hmm, yeah. I thought D'Angelo had a really good game. He had two assists. He was a +1. 26 minutes and 14 seconds of ice time for D'Angelo tonight. Four shots on net, two block shots, one hit, and one giveaway. Now that's a good stat line. So D'Angelo has been fantastic for us. I really think he has. I also like the edge that he plays with. Like he gets under the other team's player's skin. I like that. So Pulock had a pretty good night tonight. He had 26 minutes of ice time, which is way up from what had been getting. So it looks like Ryan's starting to get his game back together. And tonight definitely looked like he had his game back together in 26 minutes and 5 seconds of ice time. One block shot, two hits, two giveaways, but he did have two takeaways. So a solid night by Ryan. Noah Dobson, another solid night, and just as predicted, I knew his offensive stats were going to start going up, and he pulls out two assists tonight. He was a -1 tonight, but you got to remember. He doesn't get credit for any pluses on those power play goals. So 22 minutes and 50 seconds of ice time. Solid game by Noah. He had two shots on net, six block shots. Noah's really sacrificing his body. Like there's no way he would have done this a year ago. He's just a complete different player. And now that he's rounded out his game into 100% full on, really solid defenseman. Now all of a sudden his offensive points are starting to take back off like they did before because the natural talent is just now starting to come through. He doesn't have to think about what he's doing out on the ice anymore. Now he can let his natural talents flow and those points are starting to come his way, just kind of as expected. I was thinking it was more likely going to happen at the start of next year, but I definitely do see that happening, but it's already happening this season. So just took him a while to get going. It took him from after that injury, and then when everybody returned after the Four Nations, he's just been on fire. Scotty Mayfield had a typical Scotty Mayfield night, 11 minutes of ice time, zeros across the board, except he had one takeaway. So just your basic workman-like kind of game from Scott Mayfield. Great job by the Islanders. And Ilya Sorokin, 38 saves on 41 shots, 927 save percentage. Definitely the reason why we were still in the game after two periods of play, and a big reason why we won this game once again. And what a big one it was, gaining a point on the Montreal Canadiens. So I guess. The word is Patrick, the sign guy in on Long Island. I guess Patrick, you got to be showing that believe sign a lot more lately because it's. I guess you just you got to believe. You got to believe. That's just the way it is. So these guys won't have it any other way. They're saying, we know we don't have any superstars on this team, but we love playing hockey. We're gonna try our hardest. We're gonna try to win, and they're winning as a team. So uh, backslapping becomes contagious in a hockey dressing room, let me tell you. And everybody's winning and everybody's getting points and everything's starting to flow in that. It's a very joyful and festive type of atmosphere to be around, and that includes practice days. It drains off into practice days and off days and everywhere, and you're just feeling good and great about yourself. So, and that's the way these guys feel about themselves. So, anyway, fantastic job by the Islanders winning in overtime tonight, 4-3 over the Habs. Huge game for them. Hope all you guys and girls had a great night out there. Take care and peace out.